Hello, I'm Lottie Muir and I'm known as the Cocktail Gardener, and I run a bar called Midnight Apothecary, which specialises in cocktails that are garnished and infused with garden and foraged ingredients. Today I'm here at Abel and Cole using some of their fantastic ingredients to make the Halloween Squawky, featuring their wonderful Squawky juice, which is orange, carrot and ginger. They also have some fantastic organic spiced rum, some ginger beer, and we're using some sage and some lemon juice and some really lovely wildflower honey. So what we need to do first is make sage honey syrup. It's super simple. You just use a jar of the honey, jar of the water, and then we have some fun setting the sage on fire. Just put a jar of honey, put the same amount of water as honey. So we're just slowly heating up the honey. Meanwhile, you can do your pyrotechnics with the sage. All you're going to do is light the sage, and what you're going for is to catch the tips and the edge of the sage until you get that char there. That's just about right, actually, like that. Take the stalks off because they're going to provide a bit of bitterness. You don't want that, so just dunk them in. If you get about, I'd say about 12 leaves to a jar of honey, and if you could have smell-o-vision, it smells like bonfire night already, or Halloween, so you know you're on to a good start. Those just get dunked in there, and what you're waiting for is for the honey to dissolve. Just let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and once it's cooled down, strain it into a jar. Once you've made this, you can use it for sodas and all sorts of things. Keep it in the fridge, and I would consume it ideally within a week, 2 weeks, something like that. So let that cool down, and then you're ready to go as soon as it's room temperature. So by the magic of television, here's one we made earlier, so that we're ready to go with the drink, for which you will need, you don't need a cocktail shaker, but it's a lot more fun, and you do need to mix the drink up because it's got lemon juice in it. So I'm just using a regular Boston shaker, and we're going to start off by putting in 45 mils of this really gorgeous spiced rum. We're going to do 30 mils of the Squawky juice. Then you're going to put in your lovely sage syrup, 15 mils. You're trying to balance perfectly the sweet with the sour. So you want, for every 15 mils of sage syrup, 15 mils of lemon juice. Just to give it a nice extra zing of fresh sage, if you just get a couple of leaves and spank the sage, because that releases the essential oil. So that's much nicer than muddling it, which will bruise it and makes it a bit bitter. Bung it in there. If you've got a shaker, fill it about 2/3 full with ice. Put your lid on and shake for about 15 seconds. And then you're going to pour it into your glass, and because we've used a bit of sage in the drink, we're going to use a tea strainer to double strain the drink. You don't really need to do this, but it just looks a bit nicer if you keep out the extra bits of sage. And then as the final touch, to give it another bit of zing, you're going to top it off with some ginger beer. And this just gives it a really lovely little kick. And then finish it off with some bunny ears. And a straw. And that's your Halloween Squawky. So to make the cocktail, if you click on it, then you'll find the ingredients from Abel & Cole website. If you want to find out more about me, the Cocktail Gardener, click here. And of course subscribe to Abel & Cole by clicking here.